All right. Welcome, welcome. Friday Freedom. We are back after the long weekend. A couple of bits of gear. We're going to roll some things and we're going to get into, we know where we're going with that one. We're going deep into the hip, get those external rotators released. So let's throw in a sit and reach. How is the body feeling today? Give it a moment to process that movement. How does everything feel? What do you notice? What feels different or out of place or moves not as smoothly as it would do? Surprisingly good. Okay, right. We're just going to come back to that at the end. Let's throw in some priming, just get the vestibular system going through some sagittal sweeps, half steps. And then step with the other foot. And we're coming together with feet and throw in some side bends. And then some rotation. Back to hip width feet, reaching across. Cool. And there we go. So we're going straight down to the ground. We are going for the froggy child's pose. And hopefully my mat is thick enough that I don't need more padding. So dropping down, toes together, knees apart. We're going to sit down on our heels, slide the hands out, and then as far as they'll go. And then once they've got to that destination, shift our weight forwards, hips sinking into the space underneath the body and traveling straight back. One of my favorite hip drills of all the hip drills. And then just repeat, repeat, repeat. Keep going backwards and forwards. Give those hips some love. Once they get to a point where they're feeling like they're gliding beautifully, we can move on to pigeon, the second favorite hip move. So leg under body, other leg trailing. Slowly set yourself up, dropping down onto the elbows, and then you can roll the body side to side. Shifting your weight across, in and out. Just keep on rolling side to side. You can go all the way around till the hip lands if you want to. Probably not as much benefit once it lands because you're not moving. Better to get close without stopping, and then you've got the benefit of the movement as opposed to just parking the hip on the floor. Once you feel like you've done a few rounds with that one, swap it over, and then the other hip gets some attention. Swap the legs, dropping back down to the elbows. Away we go. So we are coming out of pigeon. We are going to set ourselves up into wipers. So now we're going to get the hips rotating independently of the body. So leaning back on the hands, sweep, sweep, side to side. Just get them moving to start with, and then go to the point where those knees will contact the ground. So we are going to work that little green ball, mine's green, into the hips now. So we've given the hips a bit of a play. We've had them moving through different ranges of movement and motion, and now we are going to get the ball in there. I think that's probably, I don't know whether, I haven't tested, but I think that might be a better way to go. Get them moving before driving the crazy ball into the hip, as opposed to trying to get the ball in there before doing anything with the hips. I think it's probably the right way round. So that green ball is now deep, deep, deep in my glute. I am sort of traveling around, moving the ball in and out of different positions to try and find anything that feels tight or cord-like or tender. And I am working it into the areas that feel like they might need some release. And if I've Find one, found one, found one. Yes, I have. Just going to stay on it for a moment. I'm going to breathe into it. I'm going to try and release that muscle, talk it down, get that brain muscle connection really, really strong and clear, and just say to that muscle, chill out. You're a little bit overactive. You don't need to be so turned up. Let's turn the volume down, keep the volume on, but don't have it so loud. So we don't want to mute it. We just want to quieten it down. And then you should, if you start to move the ball around again in that same area, you should feel a difference in that muscle or that area of tissue that you've been working and talking to it, because it will respond really, really quickly. It's just a matter of just taking a moment, talking to it, and dialing it down. When you've got that connection, because the ball's touching it, it's easier for your brain to find it and dial it down. And once you've done that, keep scouring, just traveling around, see what else is in there. Tender. Found a tender spot. I'm going to go in there as well. And then just give those arms a rest because they've been doing a lot of work supporting. Right. We're going for the other side. I am going for the other side. Straighten the leg. Mm. Some interesting things here as well. Wah. Hmm. All right. Ooh. Done. So green balls pops out the side. We're now going to go straight to the roller, and we're going to roll the glutes, the big muscles on the outside. So we've given the deep hip rotators some attention. Now we're going to give the more superficial muscles more attention, glutes. So we're rolling through the bottom half of the glute. So find the back of your leg, come up halfway, and then roll back down. It's a massive muscle. So you might need to change angles of the pelvis to work through all the fibers all the way across. Feel free to change angles as you roll that bottom half. And then once you've done a few passes, shift to that halfway point and work your way all the way up to the top of your pelvis, basically, where your lower back joins, and then go to top half again, rolling different angles because it's such a big muscle. No, that's tender. Yesterday's squats, I think. So that's one side for me, and then I'm going to transfer over to the other side. and go bottom half again. And once you've done the bottom half, go top half. All right. That's that one done. Okay, we've got Cossacks. So a bit more of a focus on the inside of the hips, so the adductors. We've spent a lot of time around the back. So, and the front actually with the pigeons and the froggy childs. So we're going to plant our feet and then shift across onto the other foot. So the idea is to try and keep that foot down. And then when we shift our weight across, we'll try and keep the other foot down. I'm going backwards and forwards, keeping the feet down. Excuse me. Couple more. And then we're going for some liver lifting and some breathing, some relaxation stuff. Right. Okay, I'm going to set myself up on a in a kneeling position. I'm going to use my roller actually. Makes life a little bit more comfortable. Right, so sitting up nice and tall, we're going for the liver lift. We haven't done one for ages. And then we're going to do some belly breathing just to calm everything. So little fingertips to fingertips, little fingers go in level with belly button. We hinge over the top, and then we feel you feel like you've kind of got your rib cage over the top of your hands. You can push the fingers up. That gives your liver a lift, and then drop nice and quick. Go again, fingers in, hinge over the top, pivot the fingers up, and drop. Hinge over the top, fingers go up, drop. Cool. One more, and then we'll have a little breather. Cool. All right. So we're just going to spend a couple of minutes doing some belly breathing. So one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. I will stop you when we're done. So we want that belly hand, the hand on the belly to be doing the rising and falling, not the chest hand. Couple more breaths. Okay. There we go. Let's whip through our postures first and then do our sit and reach last. So nice and calming. Amazing what 2 minutes of breathing can do. Swap those over. Sitting on feet. Tuck those toes under. One leg up, one leg down. Swap those over. Deep squat. Dropping into tailor. Side saddle. And the other side saddle. And long sit to finish. Right. Let's do our sit and reach, see how that changed things. Oh, yes. Solid. Even better. All right.